All right.
Hey, yo, the music's... Why is the music... Oh. Hey, yo, it's 5, man. Hey, Connor, go get Austin.
Austin.
I need him here right now. Do his...
Austin,
oh,
we're
Austin,
starting.
Get ready your voice right now.
What?
Your voice.
Oh,
When
okay.
we practice. Do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats, fasten your seatbelts, and start your radios.
All right, guys. So we're on TV and everything too, right?
Just don't tell us what you're doing, please.
Yeah.
Hey, but get ready. Fasten your seatbelts.
About the TV?
You know what you are? You know what you're about to step into?
Are we about to start?
You tell them.
No, we're not. We're not on TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have entered the pit. Politically incorrect truth.
True.
How about you?
Yeah, it's about to go down. All right. We are back in the pit.
What up?
Episode 9.
Wow, we're far.
Dang.
We started from nothing.
Nothing.
Now we're at 9.
9.
Well,
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah, we know. It's the grind.
We're doing pretty good. We're averaging about 13 views on YouTube.
Wow.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad. That takes some dedication to watch an hour show that's actually no video at all.
True.
on
Very-
YouTube.
So people are taking their time out. That means something.
I'm happy. I'm
Well, I mean,
excited.
we made it to the big day tomorrow. I mean, the only thing anyone should really talk about.
The Super Bowl.
No.
Oh,
November 8th. Election day.
the real Super Bowl.
The real, yeah. You know, who's
I
going
like
to take it? Who do you guys have right now? Right
You
now,
know-
the polls reads differently. If you don't know what we're talking about the presidential election.
The election.
It's tomorrow's the big day, the last day to cast your ballots. Please go out and do so, whoever it may be. You know, just go
Gonna
out
be
and vote.
crazy.
Unless you're dumb, you don't know how to vote, then don't do it.
Yeah. Real quick, I want to introduce our people here today. It's just me and Rick as the hosts. My name's Austin Patterson. You can find me on anything Austin Patterson, social media, basically. You might have to look. I don't know my real actual names. Rick, go ahead and plug your stuff, man.
You know, I'm Rick Ornelas. You can find me on Instagram at Ricky Ornelas. Again, that is Ricky Ornelas, one word. And then you can find me on Snapchat, Thickness915. Thickness915.
All right.
Funny name. But yeah, that's it. And then Facebook, Rick Ornelas.
Awesome.
You know, that's me.
Cool. We have another person in studio that people
Should
don't
know
always
about.
yeah, definitely need to know about.
Need.
His name is Michael Pointer.
Michael Pointer.
Hello, my name is Michael Pointer. You can find me. I'm only interesting on YouTube, so just go type in my name on YouTube.
Find him on YouTube.
Yeah.
Help the man help you. Make you laugh.
Michael Pointer, man, go check him out on YouTube. It's pretty cool. He has one of his videos is actually getting kind of a lot of views now.
Ooh, really?
What's it at, Michael? What are you trying to get to? What's your goal?
I'd get as much as I can. It's like
YouTube
at
famous.
4 something.
4,000?
Oh, no.
No, it's like 425 or something.
Ooh, 425. Okay.
But for those of you who don't know, if you're trying to do anything on YouTube,
Anything.
it's hard to get views.
And you would know.
Oh, yeah. No, I've been at this for a while, and it's very hard. And Michael, that's pretty good, dude.
What's the most you've ever
Pretty
gotten?
good.
465.
465, so that's
it's
the record to
almost
beat.
on top. Yeah.
Okay. I think you could do
Yeah.
it. I think you get 535.
This is not like Facebook. Facebook, you get free views. Like, it's kind of rigged. So
How does
anything-
YouTube work? Like, how can I find, if I don't, like, type in your name, then that's it? I'm not going to find you guys?
No, you can add tags to your video.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. So get views.
Usually they go click on, for me, they usually use Facebook as a medium to get to my YouTube.
Oh, okay, okay. What about you, Austin? What's the most you've forgotten in a video?
Well, actually, right now, it's pretty crazy. We haven't shared this one at all. I don't take any credit for marketing at all.
Uh-huh.
It's at 16,000, 300 something for this video that we did called Tied Up with Makai. And
That one's pretty funny.
It's pretty funny,
I
yeah.
liked it.
But we didn't share it. That's the weirdest thing is how YouTube works. I think it might be the title that got all the views because it's still going. It was
Really?
at 15,000 last week. It
What, and
rose
what's it
another
called,
level.
Tied Up?
Tied Up.
What are people looking for that they find that?
Yeah.
That's a funny one.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like, Tied
I'm
Up on
thinking.
YouTube.
Like if you see anything that we do on YouTube, we usually post on Facebook, and on Facebook, we shared it once.
Uh-huh. And it took off.
That's it. For some reason,
I'm New Productions.
I don't know why. And Michael's is doing that same thing right now. It's still going, huh, Michael?
Yeah,
That's
it's
good.
Still going.
Rising.
Hell yeah. Well, let's just let's
goes.
just dig into it. There's really not many topic areas besides one very important topic.
Today in history is the day before Election Day every year.
November
Actually,
7th,
no-
every 4 years.
Is it always on November 8th?
I would assume.
I thought it was
so.
November 4th last year.
I'm not. I'll Google. Google's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, November 7th. We don't have anything for today in history.
Nothing.
I had a little bit of sports info for you.
Let's hear
Austin
it.
Patterson is yet again won a game in fantasy football.
They
7-1.
They call him the long shot. They said there was no chance, but Austin said there is a chance. With drafting 2 punters early, he did it.
Last year, the election was on November 3rd.
We'll just assume it's in November.
Well, there was an election last year.
I mean, yeah, 4 years ago. Sorry,
Every
That
4
was not
years.
very-
But yeah, it's a big day tomorrow. Tomorrow's 8th. Again, go out there and vote. Go make your voice heard for the people who don't think it counts.
And if you don't know what's going on, don't vote.
Don't vote.
Don't
Please.
listen to your people.
Just stay at home, eat yourself a sandwich, watch the election like, a baseball game or something.
I definitely don't encourage everybody to vote
I don't either.
at
I
this
don't.
point in my life.
Because people are just going to be like voting for Donald Trump because, Nipsey Hussle made a song about it, F Donald Trump.
And then voting for Hillary Clinton because Jay-Z sung a song at her.
Did you see that? LeBron James endorsed her. Yeah.
Another reason to hate him. No,
I don't want to say that, but it's like, damn, man.
I don't like him. I don't
Damn.
like him. I mean, I respect him as a player. He's a good player.
Yeah.
I just
Come on, man. F***ing Hillary. Oh, sorry. Ducking Hillary. You know what I'm saying?
it shows our bias.
Biased. But yeah, going into it, it's kind of interesting right now, because some polls have it really close, Trump ahead, and others have Hillary winning. We have the Washington Times up right now, and they have Hillary 216 to Donald Trump's 164. In the middle, we got 148, and this is electoral votes to win.
So basically what this is, what he's explaining is this electoral college map.
Should we just explain to him real quick what
Yeah.
electoral college is?
Yeah, so the all right. So for those of you that hear people saying your vote doesn't matter, there's some truth to that.
There
in the
is.
sense that whatever you vote for, like your state determines what your state votes
Yeah.
for, basically. So like if your state majority votes blue, votes Democrat, then your electoral college people that you picked, what are they called?
delegates
The delegates that you have elected over time
are expected to make the decision on your behalf.
on behalf of the population,
Yeah.
and it's what it's decided. However, they're not legally obligated to
No.
vote that way.
And that's kind of the hiccup in the whole process because it's made up of 538 electoral votes.
Yeah.
That's when you see maps with number 7, Texas with 38. It's all based off of population. Here in New Mexico, ours is only 5, so people really don't care about us too much.
Yeah, that's why we don't get a whole lot of the candidates coming in to give their speeches and stuff because they don't really care if you
Yeah.
only have 5 electoral. The big states like California, 55
Yes.
out of 500. That's a pretty big margin. You
Mhm.
want to get, and it's basically always going to be Democrat. There's no change in that.
Yeah,
one
and
anytime
usually
soon.
usually the same thing with our state, New Mexico. It's usually mostly liberal. Occasionally, you'll see Republican. But that's just how the electoral college is broken up. So technically, when people say you don't, your voice doesn't count. There is truth.
Well, here's also another thing too, as far as the voice not counting. Here in New Mexico, we're pretty notorious for voting Democrat.
Yeah.
So like
Minus
saying
Gary Johnson.
no matter how many people vote, like say in Portales, it's a Republican county, and we all vote Republican. But in Albuquerque, they all vote Democrat,
And Santa Fe.
and Santa Fe, and then our state automatically gets voted
Yep.
Democrat, no matter what the verdict is on the other counties. So I mean, it makes sense based on population and stuff.
It's funny who talked about this and called this a rigged system?
Who's that?
Donald J. Trump.
Yeah.
And people called him crazy for it, but he's saying it. He just needs to learn how to say it properly.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy how they're not legally obligated.
They're really not by any
To
means.
vote.
So I mean,
Which could work in favor for him at this point too.
it could and it can't.
It's probably not.
The way the DNC is being run, sabotaging people's campaigns, Bernie Sanders, just saying a couple names, Hillary Clinton, whatever.
We saw the emails.
Yeah. She can do that again. And Donald Trump's already said, if he doesn't win, the system is rigged. Now, I can see where he's going with that, but at the same time,
See, my thing is if he loses by a lot, then there might be some truth to that. However, if he loses by a little, you know what? I'm going to say it's fair and square. I mean, no, I'm not going to say it's fair. I'm going to say, he lost. That's about it.
well, that's
it's
all
not
you
like
can
rigged.
say. It's
Yeah.
not like you can do anything.
Yeah, nothing's going to change. Yeah, I guess that's also the pushed around topic for the day.
Yeah, honestly, is the electoral
Electoral
college. It's kind of weird. It's kind of crazy, but I guess it makes sense.
However, I would say that, I feel like most of our population in the United States is relatively Democrat because of the inner cities are very liberal, all inner cities anyway.
Well, no, in inner cities, yes, but I think
But like population-wise, like actual people, I feel like there's a lot more Democrats that don't go out and vote. Like
Yeah.
the minority groups that feel lazy or like not obligated. Not being biased or
rewind.
anything.
So, I mean, I can agree with that, but at the same time, I really can't because you have places like in Dallas, you know, who are a hardcore Republican. You know, Austin's the only place I can really think that's liberal over there. Houston's hardcore Republican.
But then you got some pockets here and there that.
Well, I mean,
might
you're
be
going to have
more
your
and
exceptions
more.
to your rule no
That's
matter
true.
where
Yeah,
you go.
You're right.
But, you know, couple interesting things going on. You know, battle states are some key things. Utah being one of those battle states. Utah really holding out. You know, they're notoriously voting Republican, Mitt Romney, but Mitt Romney does not endorse Donald Trump.
He doesn't.
In fact, you know who he endorses?
Who does he endorse?
Gary Johnson.
Gary Johnson.
Yeah, and Utah is kind of swaying. He's had some great rallies up there. So that being one of the battle states, it's really going to be interesting how that plays out.
So will that hurt Trump or hurt Hillary that they want Gary more?
It might be both. It might just be one of those things where it might go to Gary Johnson.
He's had that before.
Yeah. And I mean, last year, I think the last debate or last election season, he got 3 to 4 states.
If that state does go to Gary Johnson, I'm going to say that that's going to hurt Trump tremendously.
I think so too.
He needs everything.
Just because that's a notorious Republican state, and you're right, he does need that.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a swing state, but that is definitely like a very battleground type state. Like that's I don't think that's gonna ever swing to Hillary.
No, I don't see it swinging to Hillary, and I really swing it towards Gary's perspective. But again, that's going to hurt Trump more than it's going to hurt Hillary.
Yeah,
because I mean, Trump has to win all the battlegrounds in order to really make a statement.
They said he has to win every battleground. Actually,
let's see all the battle states. I'm bringing up a battle state for the election.
Real quick, while Rick's doing that, I kind of want to. This is pretty interesting, Rick. You'll like this too. On this top screen in the studio, basically, we have. Actually, can you start at 2012, Michael? Yeah, so we're gonna go back to the 2012 election, and Obama won this election over Romney, 332 electoral votes to 206. Now that's pretty large victory there.
It really is.
And one of the main reasons that he won this one is because he got Florida, which is usually, I mean, they can sway a lot of times. And Florida's a big state. That's 29 electoral votes. That swings.
Mm-hmm. That's what won Bush the election against Al Gore.
Yeah. So let's go back. Let's go back to 2008. Let's just go down the line here. 2008 was kind of the same thing. Obama won 365 to McCain 173. And what is the NE stand? What is who
Nebraska?
Who got that though? Like, what's purple? What does purple stand for?
Is that independent? No.
Yeah, Nebraska didn't vote Republican or Democrat.
It's weird.
Interesting. Yeah, so 2004, we have Bush won 286 to Kerry 252, which is not as large of a victory as we had in the years following by Obama, but Bush did win Florida, which is huge.
Wow, right now, according to this one, I'm just looking at the 2016 battleground map.
Yeah.
And they have Nebraska being both like Republican as well as undecided. So that's going to be interesting.
Dang, that would be huge.
The battleground states for 2016, sorry to interrupt you, are Nevada, Arizona, Iowa, Michigan, Ohio, North Carolina, New Hampshire, and Florida and Georgia. Florida being another swing place. It's going to be, if Trump wins that, he could make a lot of noise in the election.
Yeah. I also heard some rumors that he might be taking Pennsylvania.
I heard this too. Because if he takes Pennsylvania, there's a good chance he takes Ohio.
Oh, yeah. And if he takes Pennsylvania, that's 20 electoral votes.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yep. And that's one. And Ohio being another swing state, usually.
This is kind of fun. This is kind of like looking at some sort of sporting event.
Yeah, this is really.
We're
trying to forecast what's going on. Nevada's usually goes Republican. So if they go there, that's a good win for Trump.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's real good. Arizona usually is Republican too.
Mm-hmm.
And they're undecided.
The only thing with Arizona is you have to look at they have a lot of immigrants there.
Yeah, and that's what's really hurting Trump in Nevada. That's what they've said has really hurt him was the immigrants in
any
Nevada.
of the border states really, like minus Texas, obviously, like New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada. You're going to see a lot of back and forth on what's going to win solely because of the what Trump's stand is on immigrants.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting how it plays out.
Which has also been kind of blown out of proportion.
True.
And
He just doesn't know how to say the things he needs to say.
yeah, and the media just takes total advantage
Yeah.
of it. I mean, which is they're allowed to do, but people need to do their research in order to get the real truth. and
Yeah, but
everything
I
like
mean,
that.
people are lazy.
Yeah, so
People
let's
are lazy.
go back to 2000 real quick.
Yeah, take us back.
Bush and Gore. Bush won 271 to 267.
Won the
You have
closest
to get
elections.
270,
Yep,
and that's the lowest you could possibly get to win.
he got 271.
He got 271.
That
and-
was the year of the Chad. If for those of you who don't know, they had to recount the ballots not once, not twice, but 3 times because of ballots that they said weren't fully punctured,
wow.
which are called Chads. Just a quick little history fact for you
Wow,
guys.
that's pretty good, man. Yeah, he won Florida there too,
Yeah, and that
and New Hampshire.
they had to count Florida twice, or that's the one that had to count 3 times.
that yeah. I mean that'll decide it right there.
Yep.
Any state actually, we would have been a deciding factor in this one. That's a 10-point swing.
Wow, you're right. Imagine if Bush would have got New Mexico. Interesting. I saw him actually in 2000 at a presidential rally.
You were what's it called for
Yeah, I was a campaigner. I campaigned
Nice.
for him, door to door, called people with my
Ah.
grandmother. Got flipped out by some Democrats when I was a youngin.
Let's go back to 1996.
Wow, we're really going back.
1996.
That's Clinton
Clinton.
and Bush.
This is not the girl. This is
Oh no, it's Dole.
this is 379 to 159.
That guy did not stand a chance.
Dole got crushed.
Who is
Florida
Dole?
lost. Arizona lost. Nevada. They were all Democrats.
They said F this guy.
They took Minnesota. Holy cow! They took that whole line down the middle. That's usually
They took the Mississippi River.
they did.
They said it stops here.
Dang, so he got crushed. Dole, whoever that is. I don't know who that is.
I wish I did, but I don't feel like he's worthwhile if he
Yeah,
lost
he
by
got
that
killed.
much.
Let's go to 1992.
Wow.
We got Clinton beats
Bush.
H.W. Bush.
Clinton was elected twice?
Yeah, he was.
I didn't know
2
that.
terms.
Wow.
370 to 168. And actually, this Bush
Bush should
won
have really
Florida.
won that one. Bush, I mean, he had a great great term the year before. He won the Gulf War in 3 days. You know, did great things.
You know what happened though is they blamed him for the Reaganomics going down a little bit. But
Yeah.
I mean, you can only go so high before it comes down. You know what
That's
I'm
what I'm
saying?
saying. Like, being a finance and econ major, like, you always see, like, people are like, oh, we're heading a recession. Yeah, because you can climb a mountain. Eventually, it's going to fall back down.
You can't just keep going up. That's when inflation happens,
Yeah.
and when
It's
inflation
terrible.
happens, it also goes down too. It's just awful.
It's a terrible situation.
Let's go back even farther. Let's go back to 1988. Holy cow!
Yeah, Bush, that wasn't even close. That dude did not stand a chance against Bush.
Dukakis.
The caucus.
111 to 426.
That's
and basically everything's red.
wow, a lot of places out like Wisconsin, New York, Hawaii.
Yeah.
Wow, they're usually
New
liberal.
York
I didn't
always
know that.
holds out.
Yeah. No, we're not voting Republican this time.
Let's go to 1984.
We're really going back.
Holy cow. Reagan. This is his second term, by the way.
No, 13. This man. Wow. Minnesota and DC. Wow.
525 to 13.
That sounds like the largest sweep.
What
I've
is
ever
98%? That's a Hitler number. That's how much Hitler got in.
seen. Reagan
voted
was
in
the
by.
dude, though. Reagan
Oh, yeah.
was the dude.
This was second term, and you would expect by this time,
After you beat the Soviet Union,
and your economy is the best it's ever been, ever.
you're
You're gonna keep the guy.
go Reagan.
New York even voted for him on this one. Let's go to 1980.
I'll tell you, no, he's good.
1980, Carter got 49 and Reagan got 489.
Damn.
So Reagan killed it. Reagan had pretty much undefeated. I would call that undefeated.
Quick fact:
Almost skunked.
there was a school when I was a middle school that was getting built when I was in high school, right across or in my general neighborhood.
Yeah.
And they said, and all of our middle schools in Albuquerque, for people who don't know, are named after presidents. Of all of all parties. And they said there was not a good enough president to name it after. They didn't name not Reagan, nothing.
Wow.
So they named it after an artist.
That's dumb.
The first middle school in Albuquerque be not named after president. When there's clear, I would have named it Reagan Middle School.
Just shows the bias in Albuquerque.
Very, very.
Let's go all the way back to 1976. Carter beat Ford 297 to 240.
It's kind of a close one.
Yeah, it's like half divided. The country, California voted for Ford.
Interesting.
It's pretty interesting. Let's go to 1972. This is the last one they show on this website. Holy cow.
Nixon. This is when America was Republican. If you were liberal, ugh.
Yeah. You might as well been from Britain or something.
Yeah,
at this point.
that's like being a black polar bear. Doesn't exactly happen.
Albino alligator.
Yeah, you know.
Wow. That's impressive. Guys, go check this out. The Washington Times. You'll see all the history. You also see this year's, like, they update it every so often as to who's doing good. Tomorrow, this will probably be a huge website to
I actually
check
got
out.
some good info about some swing states just now.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, in the battle states Florida, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Colorado, New Hampshire, and Iowa. The election right now, the polls have as a virtual tie. In other words, a candidate leads by 3% or less, so it's not a real big difference. You can tell.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a virtual tie. And
Are these early voting states? Or
yeah,
no?
no, these are early voting states as well. Battleground state that Clinton leads in by 5 is lead in 5 different states are Michigan, Virginia, Maine, and New Mexico. New Mexico being, of course, Wisconsin.
We're a
being,
battleground state?
that's what it says right here.
Well, you know what? Actually, in this election,
We are.
if both candidates are right around 270,
We
if
could
New
be.
Mexico goes one way or the other, that's not just a 5-point loss. That's a 5-point game that's
Yep.
10-point swing.
Yep.
That would be huge.
Battleground that Trump leads in is Ohio, which is notoriously, if you win Ohio or Iowa, you're looking good.
That's the one, huh?
Yeah, the Iowa caucus, the first caucus of the year.
That's right.
So
Are they notoriously Democrat or Republican?
that's the thing. You never know.
Oh, they're always
Yeah,
the
always,
state.
always. And then
Interesting.
and that's one of the places in Iowa that they're tied right now, virtually tied. So that's where we are when it comes to places like that. And for the people who don't know, Hillary Clinton's case did get opened up again by the FBI and with new updated emails. But, of course, Hillary being Hillary, the FBI director says she is still clean and she is okay.
I also heard another kind of conspiracy about this, that he was paid off.
I wouldn't be surprised. You can put anyone's name on a check.
You know that who's that prosecutor that always goes after Comey? He has like a brown, not brown, but gray hair. Talks real Southern like. I forget his name. Do you know his name, Michael? You know who I'm talking about? The guy that always asks Comey the questions about the cases.
I can't think of it.
Goodness, I forget his name, but he's saying that there might be some foul play involved.
I don't doubt it at all. At
Man.
all. And just another little quick thing to just show you that Hillary's a liar is she swears, I'm a Cubs fan. But when she was the governor of New York, she said her favorite team was the Yankees. Suspicious? Bandwagon? Changing of the mind or a liar?
You can change your mind in politics. That's okay.
Yeah.
But you cannot change your mind
Yeah.
in sports.
The Yankees to Cubs? Get
Yeah.
out of here. Get out of here. That's my inner New Yorker telling
That's
her.
sacrilegious.
No. Yeah.
That's not right.
No, not at all. Not at all. What type of person? There's a picture of her in a New York Yankees hat. Go
Wow.
Cubs, she says.
Wow.
Go home.
Can you ever trust a bandwagoner?
No. Especially Cubs bandwagoner.
I mean, I've been Rams for my whole life. How do you feel about the Rams? How are they doing this year?
We started off real hot. We're 3-5, but go
Gosh,
Rams.
dang.
We need a quarterback. We need a
Gurley's
quarterback.
doing good for me on the fantasy world.
He's solid. He's solid. We have a great team, young team, but we just need a quarterback.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Raiders real quick. Sorry, we're going on a sports tangent. Last night was a big division game in the AFC West against the Broncos and Oakland, both going in the game the record being 6-2. Raiders came out tough with a great running game and old school style Raider play, and they beat the Broncos 30-20.
Wow.
Yeah,
Raiders are doing pretty good this year.
they're leading the AFC West. Kind of impressive of a thing.
Who's your team, Michael?
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys. We talked about it last time.
Oh, wow.
Ah, all right. Oh, yeah. Russ, the Eagles lost to the Cowboys. That's what we were talking about.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, Russ, if you're listening, man.
Eagles, they were really hot, and now they're not. Wow. I mean, I can't really say anything. The Rams were hot for 2 games.
No, we're definitely not.
Yeah, we're definitely just in it. We might get nothing. We won't get nothing. What am I saying?
Yeah.
But you know what? Let's go to commercial real quick. How about that, Austin?
Oh, early commercial.
I think I Am New Productions has something for us today, don't they?
I think they do. Let's roll the tape.
my preference.
It's money. It's money.
From the channel that brought you Greyhound Sing, Tied Up Improv, and Sam Squad. Coming this winter. Hilarious sketches.
If he does not pay me, bad things will happen to you. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to say your last words.
Movies, special effects, and tutorials.
Can I have my hat back? Can you have... It's right there. Out of all the things that you could want. To your left. Why not? The orange one. Yeah, I can see it.
I Am New Productions. Subscribe on YouTube.
All right. That was I Am New Productions commercial.
Courtesy of Austin Patterson.
Yeah, we haven't posted a whole lot yet this year. It's mostly been football. Been a little busy with that, finishing out the year, you know.
Last game coming up this weekend.
Last game for E&MU coming up. It's going to be a good one. We play
Midwestern State.
Midwestern State.
In Wichita Falls, Texas.
Besides West Texas, I really don't like this team.
No one does, because they always barely beat us by some, I want to say some stupid stuff.
We're going to do good, though.
I have a good feeling about this.
I
Number
do
8
too.
in the nation, so if we beat them, we're making a lot of noise.
You know, Frankie Morlock plays for them.
Who's that?
He played on my team at Rio Rancho. He was a senior when I was a junior.
Oh, did he sign with them out of high school?
No, he was at Fort Lewis,
Oh.
and then he went somewhere in Arizona, I think, and then he went to Midwestern State.
Okay, well,
He's
that's
fast.
good.
He's
Okay,
fast.
well,
He's a
that's
good
good.
guy.
Well, I think we have a good commercial about some good guys that we know, actually.
Oh, yes. Speaking of sports, check out the guys over on the O Sports Show. They deliver sports news as well as their own twists on hot topics and takes. Check them out on Instagram and Twitter at O Sports Show and on Facebook at facebook.com/O Sports Show. Find all of their shows on their website, osportshow.com. Those guys are good guys, man.
Shout out Stavi, you know. Oh, he's the, what's it called, the New Mexico captain or whatever.
New Mexico,
the
whatever.
New Mexico man.
The New Mexico man. That was
For
Steven
the
Still.
Lobos. Shout out
Yeah.
Steven Still. Good job, man.
Really
Keep
good.
it up. Rep the 5-0.
Yeah, Scott started that podcast basically on his own, and he's doing good for himself. He's
Good job, Scott.
doing good, man.
Way to keep it up. So let's just dig into it. Austin, I believe you said you wanted to, like, kind of talk about why people say, you know, voting Trump is bad. Kind of dig into the cons of Trump.
Yeah, so I kind of want to talk about mostly why. Here, let me adjust this real quick. Sorry, people. I feel like I'm talking to the screen. I was looking at the screen that Rick was. I want to talk to Rick here.
Talk to me.
It's just easier to talk to a person than a screen. It's kind of this negative connotation that goes along when you say you're voting for one of these candidates.
But yeah, agreed.
And that's kind of what we wanted to stop with this show, is the fact, well, I mean,
Not stop,
not stop because we do it so much.
but
with
just
Hillary.
bring in your own opinion. Like, if you can
Yeah,
back it up,
if you
that's
can
what the
back
point
up,
of it is.
That's the point. You know, we can take criticism. Everybody should be able to take some criticism.
Yeah, if you
Can back it up, there's no problem with taking some criticism and backing it up. You know what I'm saying?
because if you can sway someone, you know,
Yeah.
then do it. But back to what you were trying to say.
Yeah, there's a lot of people and a lot of things that come with saying that you're voting for somebody. So it's kind of, even I've noticed it too. Like sometimes I'll be like reluctant to say who I'm voting for because I know people will judge me.
Vote shaming.
Yeah, vote shaming. Yes, is that like a real thing that people are saying?
My brother were talking about it, actually. That's what he kind of dubbed it. I mean, someone probably said it, but
Yeah.
vote shaming is a real thing, and that's
Vote
why
shaming
I
is.
think a lot of people are going to see vote for Trump because they don't say it like you said.
Oh, yeah.
They're scared.
And this is the thing too. It's like, why do you judge the person based on their votes? That's like judging somebody based on something that has nothing to do with them actually as a person
Nothing.
at all. I mean, unless you're talking about like different like religious values and stuff like that within it, and that's the reason. Then I mean, religious people on either side are probably going to go at it that way, but that's a
Yeah.
little different. I'm talking about just overall in general. I'm voting for Trump, and then somebody says, "Oh, you're an idiot." Well, hold on now.
Yeah.
Let's get in this a little bit before we call each other names. And so yeah, I kind of want to get into it a little bit with that.
What do you want to start off with?
Just some of the experiences that I've encountered, as long as some of the ones that I've heard
Okay.
of. Yeah, so I mean, obviously, when you say somebody asks you who you're voting for, and you say Trump, like, oh really? You're
Yeah.
gonna vote for really? That's your vote? Are you
Five-
stupid or something?
Yeah.
Are you?
A woman hater.
Yeah. Are you
Do you
racist?
like groping girls?
Yeah. Are
Huh?
you racist?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And you know, No, I'm not any
No.
of those things.
Awesome. We all know you do this weird stuff when no one's around.
Yeah,
man.
well, that can be debated on.
Questionable.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the biggest thing. Like, why are you going to call somebody a racist based on who they're voting for?
Plus, it's your God-given right as an American.
Yeah, and first of all, we got to all look. I mean, the people that are calling people racist need to look at the actual tapes before they, in fact, refer to Donald Trump as racist. Because, in my opinion, he's not.
He just says some. I want to.
The way he
fudged
talks.
up things.
The way he talks. And if you don't listen to it in context, you're not going to get the whole story. And, of course, you're going to be swayed by the left-wing media because that's all they're going to push is that thing out of context. And that's all
Yes.
millennials listen to these days, out of context situations.
Facebook, social media.
Yeah, with the exception of the few smart ones.
Very
Um,
few.
Yeah, so that's the biggest thing. And I want to say the reason I'm voting for Trump are based on policies and things that I think will work better for and that's why you vote, is you think
For
it'll
your personal gain. It sounds greedy, but hey, that's just.
that's the point of voting. You're not going to vote for somebody that's going to make your life worse.
Yeah.
What?
But I
That's
mean-
counterintuitive.
But if I mean. I could see where the argument can be both, because if you're voting for yourself, which I'm not opposed to at all, because I mean, generally that's what I would do. But I mean, if you could give up your own gain for the personal gain of, or the gain of the collective, yeah, that would be the great thing. But that's just not how the things work out.
Yeah, that's some sort of like socialism type of deal if you do it and not everybody else is committed.
Yeah,
For that to work,
exactly.
it has to be full on communism.
Exactly. But whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess based on policies is really the way I see it. You got to look at the candidates and their policies, not necessarily what they say in a locker room setting or things. I mean, I'm referring to this
Trump's
as
thing. Yeah.
And I've discussed this with some other people too, and I was thinking, let's go back to the locker room talk. Why everybody thinks Trump is so misogynistic and sexist? Really, the clip was when he said some profane.
He said that it's
It was
okay
11
for celebrities to grope or do whatever they essentially want because of where they are.
Yeah, and he said it in a very how would you describe the language?
Very,
he called
guy to guy type of language.
He called it locker room talk, and
and it's not like it's not.
At first, I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, this is definitely not locker room talk. I would never talk like that. But then I was
You
like,
wouldn't.
that's me.
Yeah.
Let me think of some of the locker rooms I've been in the past.
And we've we've all heard some crazy things. Where
I'm not going to mention any names.
We
but,
just turn our head quick. We're like, you just really say that? You
like,
really
yeah,
just said that?
yeah, I did.
But anyway, I can see it being locker room talk. It really
definitely
can.
is. Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind being in the various locker rooms that I've been
I
a
just
part
want
of.
to know where the clip came from. Where was the real situation?
And why was there a microphone? Why would he even... Was he not aware of the fact that there was a microphone right there?
Honestly,
that's stupid on him.
It was probably during his apprentice times,
Oh, yeah.
and
It was all for publicity.
that, or it's probably one of those things where the microphone was on when he was just BSing around with one of his friends, or whatever it is.
You know anything about this, Michael? Are you up to date on the whole
Well, yeah,
situation?
I've heard about it, but I have nothing to add right now.
Yeah. Feel free to just jump in,
Yeah.
man. You're a guest today too, as long as they're producer.
Well, what else do you think goes into vote shaming?
The vote shaming, also one of the biggest things I think is the racist concept. Now, there's been a lot of talk that Donald Trump's a racist, and if you support him and you're white, you're also racist.
That's stupid.
To me, that's the stupidest thing in the world. Just because I'm white, that's like almost reverse racism. If you call somebody racist for being a certain color, that's racist in itself, isn't it?
Reverse racism does not exist.
It's just racism.
It's
Yeah.
just all racism. So I think you can't. It's annoying that the fact that racist people call out other people for being racist when they're really not.
This brings up a good issue that people, and I think we can all agree that this whole election has brought up one thing: that racism still exists in this country, regardless of who it's towards or what ethnicity it's towards. It still exists.
And it's not necessarily like the racism in this country is not like basically somebody rules over somebody type.
It's
of
not like
racism.
back in the day. It's more like
Yeah.
a silent racist where everyone kind of keeps to themselves.
They have their own opinions
Yeah.
about a certain person, the way they look.
But now but that's still, the way it looks, that just sounds bad.
Yeah. So
That
what he
just
said
sounds bad.
basically was Mexico is bringing their and he in this speech, he was actually referring to illegal immigrants.
And he said some effed up things about New Mexico. I don't know if you knew about this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he did, but also in context, what he was talking about before also related to it. And that's what people took out of it, was the unrelated things.
I watched the video of him saying what he said about New Mexico, and I was very pissed.
Where he,
Pissed.
he did say some very...
He said he's going to put a wall around us. And if we don't start, giving out proper IDs to, United States citizens to Mexicans, he's going to call up our little governor and say, hey, honey, how you doing? You need to stop what you're doing now.
In fairness, she did not support him
Oh,
at
yeah.
all in that. But no, yeah, you're right. Also, along with the IDs, do you know...
Oh, no, the IDs is a real issue. I'm not taking anything. He brings up a great point.
If anybody knows about this, I mean, obviously it was the way that he said it that's really bugging Rick.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't really technically heard that part of the speech, but I know what he was talking about in the other parts. But as far as this ID thing goes, New Mexico is notorious for giving out IDs
Notorious.
to people that don't live in the United States.
You just need an address.
That's it.
That's it.
Very easy to become.
It's so bad now that I think now as a New Mexican, you have to travel with a passport.
We have to travel with the passport. That's ridiculous.
Around the United States. Nuts. It's all because people...
It's like we're our own country because we messed up.
Yeah. And we're like, oh, it's tradition. We can't stop it. No, we can. We should.
Yeah, just stop giving it to people that don't have any proper information.
Yeah, and I think this is coming largely from like the large metro areas such as Albuquerque, Santa Fe, and Cruces.
This could actually lead into a little bit of voter fraud too.
Exactly.
What does it require when you go vote? What do they require?
You need a social security card. Or not a card, a number.
And you just give it to them.
Yeah, you need
Wasn't there somebody that gave dead people's social security numbers and voted like 9 times for dead people?
Yeah, that's a real thing. Well, when dead people die, like my grandfather, when he passed away, he was taken off an ambulance like with a heart attack or something, and someone stole his identity from this is a common
from
thing
the crime
too.
scene?
No, from the
Or
medical
from the-
records.
Wow.
Happens all the time. They don't talk about this, No, people's identities get stolen
Because nobody's going to complain if they're dead
Yeah.
about the identity.
and they just take it from the ambulance. Like there's always, I don't want
Wow.
to say someone working in the ambulance, but that's what it kind of sounded like. But they take your whole identity. My grandfather, who died, I think 2 weeks, prior to this, all of a sudden we get phone calls and mail saying he owes this much on a credit card. He's opened up this account, blah blah blah. And again, he's been passed away for 2 weeks. So, voting fraud is a big thing. And
That's crazy.
and that comes with, say if someone got a New Mexico ID and wanted
Yeah.
to take my grandfather's identity, boom.
I was just looking at this chart on who our listeners are today, and one of them is Naomi.
Chihuahua?
Yeah. He told me actually to talk about this thing real quick. I'm just going to kind of
talk about it.
cut out. I'll get back to it. Remind me to get back to the specific point of the wall because we're
Okay.
kind of leading up to that. Anyways, so Naomi showed me this video, and it's of this dude that has fallen in love with his blow-up animals, like
No
pool
way.
toys. And it was so funny. It was like so real. I couldn't tell if it was fake or
Like
not.
one of those TLC, like my
It was TLC. It was TLC.
Yeah,
It was.
okay.
Oh
I saw
my
one where a dude was
gosh.
legitimately like in love with his car. Like he made sexual activities with this vehicle's tailpipe.
I don't understand these people.
They're only children. That's what I can figure. You know what I'm saying? Like
There's got to be an imbalance with some sort of brain
I don't know.
function.
They must have done something as a young man or a young woman. Oh, it's just weird. There's some weird ones.
Now,
out there.
if we get into that part, do we also get into being able to choose? So you can love whoever you want to love, right?
True.
Is that a thing now? Like that's a real thing in the United. Like that's
It should be, yeah, it's the thing in general. You can no one's telling you who you can or can't
So
love.
can they marry? It's
know
the
what?
new concept.
I guarantee you
Is it
someone out there there's a
unfair?
preacher. I mean, they probably won't get a marriage license, but you could probably get a marriage through some type of weird, website, marrymeandmycar.com type stuff. Who knows?
Crazy.
But fell in love with his floating animals.
I don't. Yeah. I don't.
How do you do that? Like, oh, you're mine.
You want to hope it's for attention.
You would. I would hope. I would just hope no one, like, someone didn't love this kid enough.
It was too funny. Niami was showing me this and he couldn't. He was laughing so hard. Oh, he just commented.
Yeah.
Thanks for the story, Naomi. It was a
Great
great
time.
one. It was a fun one.
So
all right,
back to the wall of Donald Trump.
Back to the wall. This is a racist thing, apparently. See, my thing on this, people think the wall is a ridiculous idea.
Mm-hmm.
And, to me, it's not that far-fetched.
Why is this?
Because if you look at it through, like, a government program, like back in the day where Reaganomics, or even back... Who was the president that was in charge when they built the Hoover Dam? Because that was just a project.
It was FDR.
That wasn't needed.
No, you know what that
was? For money.
It was to get us out of the Great Recession.
Exactly.
It was one of those like government federally ran projects that included building Route 66.
Yeah.
And all these major projects that now really shaped and formed America. I forgot what they're called, but there's like a specific name.
Yeah, no, I remember reading about it in history.
That's what got us out. Led us out of the recession.
And see, I think if you look at this wall idea as the same sort of type of thing, it could be very beneficial for the United States. You see, how many people did it take to build the Hoover Dam? And you see how many people that put to work for years. Now, this wall is so ridiculously large. Have you seen how long it is from Texas to California? That border would be so... You know how many jobs that would sustain for years and years?
And then it's you have maintenance, you have security, you have...
it really just brings jobs.
Yeah.
And, there's not...
Opportunity.
What's bad about the wall? That's what I want to get into. What's bad about
it? When it comes to bad about the wall...
I heard the whole animals
Animals
argument.
is an argument, and that's a legit argument, but that can be solved with,
there's ways to
tunnels or whatever. But, then again, you have to worry about other things. But
you could monitor
Yeah. If you know where certain tunnels are, you can have,
we have it on the highways. Yeah. We have actual
in certain places.
On
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Not even fences, but accessible.
Yeah.
There's another thing that you're separating families. No, we're not separating families. Technically, we are because we're putting a wall there. But yeah, the wall's going to be crossable. You're just going to need proper papers.
I think people don't understand that there's going to be doors in this wall.
It's not just like, no, you're not here.
It's not a Berlin Wall.
The biggest thing is coming from the trade embargo from the Canada, Mexico, United States trade embargo, is that the argument is going to come, is that going to, hurt and bring up tensions with Mexico, who's one of our, best people when it comes to, buying the U.S. products and buying their product.
And see, how does that,
the embargo, there's no
planes.
taxes. There's no taxes with the embargo, so that's like the big thing.
Yeah, and how do they get to, why does the wall even come to effect on this one?
Well, because, semis, everything.
But they still have to go on roads that already have access.
No, it's just the fact that it's like saying we don't want your, it's like you and your neighbor, right? You have two neighbors on the side of you.
Yeah.
You and all of you guys have like agreement. Oh, we can share each other's stuff. Just have a good relationship.
A big yard.
And Mexico, some of their stuff is bad and whatnot, but that's everybody. Mm-hmm. But you decide, hey, I'm gonna build a wall separating us. Sure, there's gonna be doors, but I'm gonna be able to control the door. But you're going to be able to control the door, too, on your side.
Exactly. And they're way stricter than us, actually.
And then you have Canada on the other side who's just free. Kind of see how that plays out. You're going to start...
What if we build two walls?
Honestly, yeah. That's not... things go to Canada.
I'm just looking at for this economic perspective. I think it's a great
agreed.
idea.
I think, job-wise, I can't say anything bad about it besides, we're separating some families. But if you have your paperwork, just go through. And it's expensive. Yes, it's expensive, but...
We can still go on vacation.
Yeah.
Puerto Penasco is a pretty nice place, and I've been there before.
You don't need your passport to go to Mexico.
Really?
As a United States citizen, you don't.
I guess so. I didn't have a passport. Well, I was young, but...
But you still don't. That's the crazy... Neither do you in Canada. You don't need a passport. You can travel freely.
Really?
Yes.
That's pretty crazy.
Like in Canada, you're like going from Canada to the United States, you have to pay like... If you don't have a stamp on your thing, because they do a little bit differently than us. But as American citizens, we can do whatever. Shout out
America, back-to-back World War II.
Hey, we'll go 3 if we need to.
If we need to. If Hillary's elected, we might have to.
Yeah.
No, like that's not a joke on Hillary's bad judgment. That's a joke on like Vladimir Putin actually threatening to start World War III if Hillary gets elected.
He's warning us. That's why we should just go Gary Johnson, third-party candidate, vote third party.
Well, as long as you're not taking votes from Trump, I'm all for it too.
I hate that. I hate when people say, "Yo, you're giving votes to Hillary." I'm not giving to Hillary or Trump. I'm saying, "Yo, this is for my boy Gary Johnson." If people can't accept that, then they don't respect the process. If you don't respect the process, then why are you even voting?
Yeah.
Vote shouldn't be on who you don't want to win. It should be on who you feel
it really
should
should
win,
be,
regardless of party.
But what does it come down to though? At that point, because there is only two. there's only going to be
Well,
one or the other.
we allow there to be two.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We're-
There's
I mean,
not
think
gonna
about
be a
it.
change.
In the but it starts with education, but the education's ruled by the
Oh, yeah.
two-party system.
Yeah.
Growing up, how many parties did they teach you about?
2,
Which were
Democrat and Republican.
elephant and donkey.
Yep.
The simplest way you get taught as a kid. What about the third-party option? You know, they don't teach you about this. They don't say that anyone could really run. Because did you know there's a whole like mini little campaign circuit for alternative presidential candidates? Because there's going to be multiple presidential candidates on that ballot,
Oh yeah. No, of course there is.
and we don't get educated as young children about this process, which is
Yeah.
really demeaning the whole process of a election. Because we're really just bringing ourselves and
They mention it, but
restricting
very
ourselves.
slyly.
Yeah. Oh, there's other parties, Green Party. Anyway, the Democrat,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Literally a minute out of a whole semester is
Yeah.
taken.
But just looking, I know it's kind of late for this, and Gary Johnson probably doesn't have a chance. But vote for who you want to vote for.
If you hate Donald Trump and you really hate Clinton, vote for
Vote for the middle, people.
vote for who you want to.
Or just don't vote. I respect that too.
Honestly, if you don't know anything, don't vote.
Yes. Don't just go out there. I like the color red, which I'm sorry, but my mom does that
Does she really?
from time to time. My mom, me and my brother were the type of kids that my mom said, "Okay, guys, go vote," and we would just sit in the booth and vote for her. Real story. Yeah. My brother
Wow.
knew. Yeah. My brother just like my mom sent us a text. Hey guys, I don't know who to vote for. Can you tell me? My brother's on it. He sends 3 paragraphs, and my mom's like, "Dang, I just wanted to know." But that's what my brother's always done for my mom.
Yeah.
My mom would,
That's pretty cool.
watch football games. I like the color red. I'm going for the red team. So I mean and those are people out there. That's my mom. So imagine
Yeah.
other people. Oh, I like his hair. Oh, I like Hillary's dress suit, taking over the world suit. I don't know. But yeah, that's
Oh,
a tangent.
boy.
Sorry, but yeah, don't vote
No,
if you
that's
don't know.
yeah, that's sad.
What do y'all think about people voting for Hillary because she's a woman?
I think that is stupid.
Same here. Agreed.
Like I get it. I would love to see another momentous.
Do we
want
to get into
history.
this? Do we want to get into?
We'll tap into it.
I will get into this for
We'll tap
hours.
into it because this bugs me as much as it bugs you. I mean, Michael, first let's hear what you have to think.
I think it's ridiculous. I don't. How do I put this? I don't really know why it's that big of a deal. I kind of get it.
Like you get it, but it's
Yeah.
Look.
But like that shouldn't be your decision.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, she's a female. No.
So. she
Oh man.
Yep.
If you haven't ever seen this guy before, go listen to him. His name is Milo Yiannopoulos.
Milo Yiannopoulos.
He's a gay conservative, but he's awesome. He does say, I mean, for those of you that have kids, don't let your kids listen to him. He has a lot of cussing and a lot of negative connotations and a lot of. This guy's just awesome. Like if you listen to him and you're not offended by anything, you'll love this guy. However, if you are offended by everything, you'll be offended by everything with this guy. Anyways, he talks about this new thing called the new feminist movement.
The new feminist movement.
I mean, it's feminism, but it's basically new wave feminists.
The third wave.
Whatever, yeah,
I know.
yeah.
Third
What,
wave feminism.
third wave feminism?
Is
I don't
it the
know.
third wave of this? Is it coming around for a
Basically.
third time? It's
Basically,
like a disease that won't
So-
go away.
so basically, statistically speaking, a woman will not get paid less in the same exact job as a man would. They're not getting paid less, and that's what their argument is that they get paid less in everything.
I get the part that there's more opportunity for men. Yeah, I can't say there isn't, but also the opportunity is because, let's just be honest. I've talked to women about this. Women athletes, men are superior in our physical build. It's just science. It's nature. I am sorry.
It doesn't change.
If you're smart, yeah, go do be an account. Go do this. But I'm not saying you can't, but we're more built for this type of work.
Well, not even saying that. You're not even, as a woman, you're not denied the opportunities in general in the first place. You can do it. It's just that women don't. And that's why it looks so skewed in the actual data. It's because there's not as much women in the workforce because they choose not to be. Not because they're denied access to it. It's because they choose not to be a part of it. And that's what makes it so skewed. And they just take these numbers and throw them out there like they're fact. But that's actually not true at all because 11% of them actually are working, where there's like 90-some% of men are actually working also. So and they compare those like side by side, and they don't even do the actual math to what's it called when you have to like make it match, I guess, because if you have that many like percent of women versus their percent of the population that's in the workforce, and that same percent.
Oh,
versus the
comparative to I get what you're saying.
You have to actually do the percentages
compare the unemployment and employment rate of men and women. I get that.
based on their actual percents of who's in the workforce, not based, and that's what they don't change.
Yeah,
and that's what's crazy.
And it's stuff like that, and stuff like look at examples of I don't want to say it, but Hillary Clinton, yeah, she did it. Michelle Obama, she did it, and she had another card thrown in her. She was African American, and she still went to, I believe, Yale or Harvard. So I mean, it's not that it's not possible. You have to push yourself. And I'm not a woman. I can't go from a woman's perspective. But what I can see from people like Condoleezza Rice, people in power who are women, they went out and just said, "F it, I'm doing this." And that goes with anything in life. But voting for her as a woman is like, I don't know. I can't even put it out. It just makes no sense to me. There's so many other women out there that could be great presidential candidates than Hillary Clinton.
People are so excited that they have the opportunity to finally vote for a woman, but they've had this opportunity so many times.
A woman's ran before.
Yeah, who was the governor of Alaska? I mean,
Sarah Palin.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that either. But
my grandma was a big Sarah Palin fan.
That's an opportunity right there. There was also one lady in this election in the primaries.
Jill.
Actually, Jill Stein's still in it.
Yeah, Green Party.
But not just her. Who was
I know
in
you're
the
talking
Republican.
about. She was a CEO of, I want to say, Google before.
Really?
Yeah,
she was a Republican.
Yeah, she was in there with Ben Carson in the first 2 debates.
Carly Fiorina.
Yes, there you go, Freona.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
That was your opportunity right there. And
Yeah.
she had so much more moral backing to actually vote for.
You know who should have really won? I wish would have won if he would have put his big boy pants on was Marco Rubio.
Really?
If he would have won that, I think the Republican Party would be sitting pretty coming tomorrow. He has a minority vote. He has the speaking ability. He has the experience, and he has the moral values when it comes to relating with American Christians. And I said, he's a minority. His parents. He's a first generation.
Yeah.
Hispanic. So I think he would have been perfect. But, he just didn't wear his big boy pants on and let Trump call him a beezy and, little man. And
Yeah,
all
he
this
got
and
flustered.
Little man flustered. That's what happened. But yeah, I really can't think of anything else to really go with this. Hillary Clinton.
Like as far as the girl?
Yeah,
The women part? Yeah,
If you do it, kudos, I guess. But come on. That can't be your basis of your voting.
And that's what's so wrong about it. I mean, we know that a lot of the African-American vote went to Barack Obama, mostly because he was the first black president. And that was cool. That was a thing. And that was
I could
huge
understand,
at that point.
I guess, that. I mean, at the same time, I still don't... He had no experience, but I can understand
I understand the reason, the hype behind it.
Yeah.
But I also think that was not good to do either in that situation. That was the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I'm not going to change my mind based one on the other. That was the same thing as this.
And what's funny about that whole Barack Obama and being, a black voter voting for a black president for the first time? I grew up with a really good neighbor of mine, the Johnson family. I'm not going to say the first names, but they are from the deep south of Texas. I mean, grandma's a great lady, Mrs. Johnson. Deep.
Yeah.
And they're hardcore Republican. And she said herself, she says, any African American who's voting for Barack Obama is not voting for the race, the benefit of the race. Which is kind of crazy because I was like, yo, that's nuts coming from your perspective. And I was like, why do you say that? Well, she's like, well, first of all, let's just go back. Republicans, freed slaves. We owe it to them for that. And I was like, wow, that's kind of a big thing to say.
I think we're,
And then she said, well, it's because Republicans have done the most for when it creates jobs. And that's what minorities always ask for is jobs.
Yeah.
Who creates the most jobs? And historically, it's been Republicans.
Well, yeah, because they're hard workers and they don't rely on benefits.
Yeah. And that's the thing is...
Historically.
These minorities, and, I don't want to say... Because I understand they voted for him because he's the first black. I would vote for a Latino guy if he was Latino. I'm guilty.
Yeah.
But...
See, I think it all comes back to what we really want to get the message out is don't vote because of color, race,
social
sex.
media.
Yeah.
Just unbiased shit.
Research what you think the policies should be of your candidate and which one aligns most with you.
If you're pro-choice, if you're pro-life, if you're, pro-military, whatever
These
it
are
is.
the things that you should take into
Yeah,
account.
this is whatever means the most to you. Economic growth, social issues. Then yeah, play that off your bases, but not because of he drives a Bentley, she's
Not
white, she's
These things
this.
you can't control.
Yeah.
These are not.
Do values. That's what the whole voting thing is. It's basing off the people you want off of your values. That's what the Greeks did. That's
Yeah.
why they did that.
Yeah, no, it's a big thing,
Big thing.
and I think
I think that's it for us today when it comes to talking about the election. We have 5 minutes left in the show.
we got some stuff to talk about, like
some quick things. Quick
well,
little
I guess
tidbits.
campaign trail. That was our next topic, and
Yeah, I mean,
go do it tomorrow, man. That's
let's go-
that's the thing.
I'm gonna look up where the rallies are held tomorrow for the winner and loser.
Trump has been everywhere on Facebook. So has Hillary. I think they've been like, I haven't seen them when I've gone on Facebook Live. Every time there's either Trump or Hillary live stream.
Mm-hmm.
Every second of every day so far these last couple days.
It's going from 1 and 2 most trending on all social medias. It's either Trump or Hillary.
These people aren't sleeping.
no,
these
well, they have
candidates-
teams that don't sleep.
Yeah,
all throughout the nation, which is nuts.
they're probably whatever happens. They're probably all going to be relieved after the fact.
Uh huh.
I mean, one's going to be very mad, but also tired, so they get to sleep. So will the other one. Yeah, so go and do your thing tomorrow, whether it is voting or whether it's not.
If you think you not voting is the best thing for America,
At
and
least pay
yourself,
attention. At least pay attention. That's what I would say. Watch TV. Watch the news. That'd be the best thing you could do tomorrow. It's gonna be exciting. It really will be exciting.
I love watching. It's like watching a race that lasts all day because
Yeah.
you'll have one news station saying, "Oh, they're up 2%. Oh, they're up 4 points," and then it won't be official until Tuesday, November 9th. If nothing
Wednesday.
goes Wednesday,
Yeah,
Wednesday,
Wednesday.
November 9th, we will know who the next president of the United States will be.
And for those of you that don't know, Barack Obama will not be out of office on Wednesday.
Not to the end of 2016.
Just to get that out there, if you were unsure about this, there was people that commented on that. Not going to say anything else, but yeah. So social media wise, this has been a good show today. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
If you want to go ahead and support us, guys, go follow us on Twitter at _Pitt_radio. On Instagram, we're at Pitt_radio, and on Facebook, we're at facebook.com/thepittshow. That's all our social media tags, guys. Go check us out, like us, follow us. We'd like to start some conversations with people on those sites. It'd be
and
pretty
again, we can accept phone calls now.
cool. Yes, we will be doing that.
Phone
soon.
calls. That's a big thing for us.
That would be huge. Or Skype. Skype would be also. I
that'd
mean,
be really cool.
you won't be able to see them, but that would be cool for us to talk to them on Skype.
So Hillary Clinton's rally tomorrow will end in North Carolina. That's her last rally. Her so-called victory rally. I mean, that's what both sides call it.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like Trump will end his day in Florida.
Florida.
Oh no, in Colorado. I'm sorry.
Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado. That's where his party's gonna be.
Tomorrow?
Yes. So we'll see. It's gonna be a good day. And again, stay tuned, please. It's gonna be on Snapchat. It's gonna be on Twitter. It's gonna be on Instagram.
Why don't they make this a holiday? That's what I'm wondering.
That's what I like.
It's probably the biggest thing that affects Americans, and it's not actually a holiday. Like,
But we celebrate Christopher Columbus Day. I mean, I'm cool with Christopher Columbus
yeah,
Day.
I'm cool with
but
the day off, but still, I don't think that has as
Election
much
day?
significance. Like we celebrate the past. Why don't we celebrate what's gonna affect our future?
It's like the day after Super Bowl. The Super Bowl and the day after Super Bowl should be a holiday.
Yeah.
No one wants to go to
Whoa.
work after the Super Bowl.
My headphones just got both ears. I was
Yeah.
listening to one ear all day, huh?
We got about a minute 30 left in the show. Anything on your mind, Michael or Austin? One last comment. Go Trump, I guess. You have to say it.
That's what I'm saying. Go Trump.
Go Trump. Is that how you feel, Michael?
Go Trump.
Go Garrett Johnson.
Yeah. There we go. And there was no saying, screw you, Rick. After the,
No. People look at me weird and like, who's that? And then I explain to them. And
I
they're
totally
like, oh.
respect it. I totally respect it. That's
Respect
cool.
the process,
I'm actually half libertarian.
See.
I consider myself.
And if Gary Johnson was a candidate, I would vote for Donald Trump. But that's it for today. With about 50 seconds left, we would like to thank you and hope, again, go
We got,
follow us. Go share the
music?
story.
I think we got a little music
we got a little
soundbite to
music?
go
A little
out on.
music?
Do we, Michael?
Yeah.
Yes or no? Isn't the
Yeah, I do, but couldn't
Okay.
get this to
Oh, okay. We'll buy you some time. We'll buy you some time.
Let me see real quick. I'm gonna try this. We're gonna try something new to exit all our new all our shows now. Let's see if this works. This is also how we're gonna accept phone calls. I gotta get a new cord. The cord's the thing that's the
You
problem.
got 20 seconds.
Can you hear it on there?
Ooh.
There it is.
Oh, nice. And we could talk over this music. So.
Dun, dun.
Ambassadors by Renegade.